This is going to be a quick stream, very quick stream, probably 10 minutes or less. I essentially did everything after I finished doing the drawing. After I finished doing the drawing, I was watching videos. I was like, right, I gotta prep for the next steps. So I thought I'd upload my video onto here and get everything sorted. But I just ended up doing it all off stream, and it didn't take too long. It took like an hour or two, maybe. I did. What was I going to say? I did. I don't know what I was going to say. I was literally about to say something. I can't remember. Okay, so this is what I did. This is what I did. Maybe that's the word I'd actually wanted to say. So just having some Fanta fruit twist. So what I did was I grabbed the video from my iPad, uploaded it to my Google Drive, and then got it from my Google Drive to here. The original, found out something interesting about when you upload the video. Of course, if you mute the background video, then you also mute the stream. So I actually just uploaded two videos, one of the original video and one of the drawn video without any audio. And then what did I do from there? So I uploaded the videos onto a new project. I did remember midway through that I should have probably put it in the same project that I did all the editing in, and just put it on a separate timeline, but it doesn't matter, it's done now. So I did that, and then I saw that the original audio was a bit off, so I did a couple of takes of recreating the audio that came along on here. This is called, it's a DJI mic made by DJI, obviously. People make drones. And it looks like this. It's a cute little mic. Very, very powerful. It's very high quality for the size, and for the price, frankly. Like, it's not that expensive at all. It's normally good for, like interviews and all of that kind of stuff, but you know, so for talking, not necessarily for guitar audio, but I don't know, I think it captures the guitar audio pretty well. You'll see when we play the video. I wouldn't use it for like, actually, I don't know, I think I could use this for like a proper advanced audio thing if I wanted to. It's just, it's a bit, it's not inconvenient, but like what it's good for is that you take a quick recording and then you can stick it into the computer. You don't get any settings or controls on the volume, for example, at least as far as I know. I actually don't know. I don't think you do. Yeah, you just turn it on and record, and it just records at whatever level it records at. I think you can do some volume controls on this little thing. It's like a little receiver part of it, but I've never used it because I haven't found the need to. Generally, I bring this around with me and I just take little recordings when I can. In fact, recently I haven't taken any recordings out of this. Anyway, that's not the point. So I did about 3 takes of the song that I play on this, and then I did some additional recordings of the other bits. So kind of adjusting the guitar and all of that kind of stuff. The only original audio that I took was the audio right at the start when I pick up the guitar, because I didn't have any recording for that, and the original recording sounded fine. So I'll play the video for you on here, and then I guess I'll play the audio on the other thing as well. The more that I look at it, the more I think, is it good? I don't know. I feel like the audio is a bit off from the animation, but when it's hard to tell. And I did 3 takes, or 3 or 4 takes, and I was actually no, I think I did more than 3 takes, 3 or 4 takes. I did a few takes. I did a few times without looking at the video, and I did a few times looking at the video. And this is me. I think this is me looking at the video. Actually, I can't remember. One of these takes worked, and I was like, that's just gonna do. From what I can gather, I don't think I was looking at the audio at this recording, because I don't think I was looking at the video, sorry, in this recording, because every time I was looking at the video, I was doing this, right? And I was looking at the original audio recording, and I was trying to play at the exact time that it would come up in the original audio. And I just couldn't. So like you can visualize the original audio here. It used to be here, but it's not here now. And I tried to time it to that, because if I mute this and just play, it plays now. I don't know how you're meant to guess that without looking at the audio recording, you know? So every time I was doing it, when I was originally looking at the video, I was just going, ding, ding, and it was going wrong, and it just, yeah. So I did it like this instead. This is just a bunch of different parts from when I was practicing the tuning part. So I had that, and then I had that, and I feel like this doesn't transition to this too well. I tried to do a bit of that, but I just couldn't get it to work. I hate it when it does this. I don't know. If I'm doing this, I would expect it to grow until it lines up. It's not doing it. Oh, maybe this is the end of the audio though. There's endless ways that you can tinker with this stupid project. That's the problem when you get to the end. It's like, I don't know if I've done that right. I don't know if I've done this right. So you kind of just end up tinkering forever. So like you can even tell like here. So at the end of this, I think I just went straight back to doing another doom 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 to see if it was tuned technically. So it's just like, okay, I gotta mix in some of the other parts when I was blank here. And I feel like this sounded pretty good. Oh, no, I think the other thing I was originally doing was that I was just leaving this blank. I don't know if I can, I'll just move this real quick. So I'll do this. And it would just be really silent. And I didn't like that. I like you kind of got to have white noise in between. You can see it doesn't quite time right. It sort of does. You could kind of think of it as it does kind of. Maybe I'm just being too, maybe I've been looking at it for too long. Anyway, I have it exported. I could include that little bit of white noise in between, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Okay. So that's it. That is it. I did say it was going to be a short stream. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and then I'm going to be done for today. Some notes on what's going on in the future. So now that I'm done with this, I'm going to upload it, and then the next steps are going to be getting my audio stuff worked on, right? My new album. I am, just on a side note, I am getting a printer today. In fact, I need to see how that's doing. Okay, it's arriving pretty soon. So yeah, I'm getting a printer today, and my mind always gets really excited about doing stuff. So the reason I got it is so I could print out CVs and cover letters for the next however many months, without just having stacks and stacks of paper behind me, you know? Because I could have maybe ordered 100 sheets worth for like 15 quid, but I thought, one, I like the idea of just having a printer so that I can put posters up all around the walls a bit more. Two, I really like the idea of having a printer to do some sort of paper animation. And I really like the idea of doing it. I think it'd be really cool. But I just finished this project. This project took me about 2 months. Now, I gave myself a huge bearing, and I also didn't work on it every day. So like part of the things that, let's go through just real quick actually the challenges that kind of came across with this and how I overcome them, and just thoughts on that in general. So when it came to this project, at the 12-minute mark, when it came to this project, first thing that I started off with the thought that I wanted to have this video called Relaxing Day. And I don't think I'm actually going to call it Relaxing Day now. Well, I might do. Fuck it. I called it Relaxing Day all the way through, so I might as well just call it Relaxing Day. So I started off, let's just call it the 30-minute mark now. So what are the challenges that I went through? So the first thing was I needed a project idea. So the idea was I was going to film myself doing this daily routine. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to have tea. I'm going to put it on the desk, and then I'm going to play guitar, and then the video ends. That's going to be originally filmed on a camera, this camera. So it would be filmed on a camera, and then I would take that audio and that video, put it onto Davinci Resolve, and learn Davinci Resolve and how to edit and how to manipulate stuff, so that I learn how to edit on Davinci Resolve, which I've now done. So I will do that, and then I will take that recording, reduce the frame rate to about 8 FPS, 6 or 8 FPS, depending on my circumstances. Actually, originally it was 12 FPS, so I'll say 12 FPS for now. Then take that, draw all the frames over with my iPad using Procreate Dreams, and then upload that video. What actually ended up happening was that I took, what did I do? I did the recording, but it took me a good few days to do the recording. The first recording, it took me a while to get myself, I guess motivated is the right word, get myself just doing something on the project. I kind of had the idea for the project, but I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make it work. So I just started one thing at a time. I filmed myself getting out of bed, and I was like, okay, that's good. I filmed myself getting out of bed like 4 or 5 times. I think that's enough. We can now go into the next step. You film myself going into the shower and brushing my teeth. Okay, good. Next step, film myself, filming kettle, film everything in the kitchen that I needed to film. Okay, good. And then I just kept doing it like that. So it ended up taking about a week to a week and a half to do the recording, which really only needed to take like a day. It was just I couldn't, I don't know if it's because I couldn't find the time and the scheduling, or if it was due to kind of a resistance of I don't know if I'll do it right. I think that was what it was in the end. I think I was worried, okay, how am I going to be able to do this correctly? And if I could do it correctly, I can't speak. If I can do it correctly, fuck it, I'm just going to skip the T. If I can do it, then I'm going to move on and just keep going. Try and do the best that I can with what I've got. When it came to the editing was pretty fine, actually. The editing, like cutting the video up, it was pretty good. I practiced on a course beforehand, it was like a good 4-hour course, just learning about the basics of Davinci Resolve. Generally, when I learn the basics, I can generally pick up the rest of the stuff from there, especially now that I've a lot of stuff that comes with video editing, weirdly enough, cross sides with photo editing, like Photoshop, and game engines, so like Unity, which is something I have a lot of experience with. So a lot of crossover there. Once I edited the video, it was drawing on the iPad, and if you go back to the past, however many videos, I don't know how many videos I've done, in fact I'm curious now, but if you go back to all those videos, you can just see how much I was drawing and how often I was drawing. There was a lot of drawing to do. I actually calculated it at the time because I was telling myself, do I want to make this 12 FPS? No, it's going to be way too much drawing. I'll make it 8 FPS. And there was a moment when I was considering making it 6 FPS. But when I looked at it, it was like, that's not going to look right. It's not the vision that I have. So 8 FPS was enough. It was enough that it would show the motion and the flow, but without being too much. As you can see, you can still see things moving around. It still looks right. And I know animation technically FPS changes depending on how quick or how dynamic you want to make a thing. Technically I would, if I weren't so crushed for time, I would have probably made this like 12 FPS, not 8 FPS, but that would have just taken a lot longer. But yeah, let me just take a look real quick at how many drawing videos I had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 videos. I've done 12 drawing videos. Each were about, let's see, what was the combined hours of all those videos? It's only been a month since I did the learning Davinci Resolve thing. Huh. Has it really only been a month, this whole project? No, it's been 2 months, or 1.5 months, surely. Yeah, okay. It's been almost 2 months. It's been almost 2 months. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, yeah, 13, including the one now. I'm trying to think. So yeah, 1 hour, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6.5, 7, 8.5, 10, 11, 12, 12 and a half. 13 and a half hours were done on stream. Okay, 13 and a half hours were done on stream. And then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5 hours or so were done off stream. That's probably how it was. Another 5.5 hours were probably done off stream. So when I did the calculations, I to be honest, there's no way. It is probably more than that. When I did the calculations, I told myself I'd do about 2 to 5 minutes per drawing, and how long would that take? And calculated it about 18 to 20 hours long that it would take. And I told myself, like, you know, it probably won't take that long. I'm probably off on the calculations. But no, I was pretty much bang on the calculations, or pretty close to the calculations. It took a good 20 hours or so. So, you know, almost, well, pretty much a full days of work. Now, if I wasn't working full time, I could have probably done something like this in, you know, a couple of days. So that's, in a way, reassuring. The other thing is that, oh, sorry, let me finish my thing. So I did about 18 to 20 hours of drawing, and then I did that, and then I just did the part that I told you right at the start of the stream. I put this video onto here, and then I did the audio recordings to kind of dub it after the fact, and then exported it here. Just did a quick export. So I'm trying to think of what I said before this and before that. So it did take about that. I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not I wanted to do 18 hours of drawing, but I kind of thought, nah, it weren't going to take that long. It weren't going to take that long, but it did take about that long. If I wasn't working full time, there you go. So if I wasn't working full time, I could have done this in a couple of days. And it probably would have been more enjoyable because I wouldn't have had the burden of time. You know, I would have had time to just do this. I think also with the experience that I have now, I kind of have a better idea of how long something like this would take. So in that sense, it's pretty interesting as well. I think the big thing is, if I was to do this again, mark in, interesting. The big thing is that if I was to do this again, oh, sorry, there's one more big thing about this whole thing. Of course, I just talked about how there was the teapot bit and the getting up bit. I decided to cut that in the end because it was taking too long. So you can kind of see how it would have taken more of my time if I continued to add those extra bits afterwards. I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just do the guitar bit and me playing bit, and that'll be fine. I wish I did do the other parts because I did draw them all at least. I just didn't color them. But those parts were just taking too long, and yeah, it was just taking too long. I was thinking a lot about how to do shortcuts as well, like not drawing backgrounds, but I found that when I didn't draw backgrounds, when I say drawing backgrounds, you can see actually there's barely any backgrounds in this. Like, this is the only background material in this particular one. So in the other ones, there was more background elements. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll just draw everything and then let it be one long frame. But it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. It didn't look right. So I was insistent on drawing every frame, and as a result, it would take too long. This is the only background element that doesn't move. But since everything else does, and since this replaces this and does change frame here, I thought, fuck it, it doesn't really matter. What else? If I was to do this again, I'd probably just make sure that I I don't want to worry as much about small things. There was moments when I was just like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do it right, and as a result I pushed it back a day or two, and each time I pushed back a day meant that I wasted time, essentially. You know, it's possible that I wasted a week's worth of time on just being frigid about whether or not I'm going to do this correctly or whether I'm going to do this right. I think the other thing would be that I would trust my calculations better. That's maybe another thing I'd do. I would maybe maybe be more realistic about how much time I'm willing to dedicate to something. For example, let's think about it like this. If this is 20 hours a day, that's 20 hours a day. This is 20 hours of work, right? So let's divide that by 5. That's 4 hours a day. Let's say divide that by 7. That's about 3 hours a day. If I told myself, look, I'm going to spend 3 hours every day doing this, and actually scheduled that time, I would have probably been better off doing that rather than the time wasting stuff that I ended up doing. Admittedly, there's a lot of things that happened in life for me. I went to a family member's wedding. I went to do a bunch of stuff with friends and all of that stuff. Life gets busy. But at the end of the day, if I want to make sure that these projects get done, I need to actually schedule them in. And I kind of wishy-washy half-assed it, you know? I kind of went like, okay, I'm going to dedicate an hour to this now because I want to stream now. There's a lot of times when I tell myself, like, I should stream, and I don't do it. And the reason I don't do it is because I'm busy watching stupid shows or playing video games or something like that, you know? So if I don't want to stream while I work, fine, but I gotta work at least. It doesn't matter if I want to stream it or not. I think why not stream it, because I'm making video content and it makes people maybe more likely to watch or more less likely to watch. We had that person come in the other day, come in, say hi, and I completely ignored them and then they left. Great. You know. So that's kind of the stuff that I need to consider, is that if I'm going to dedicate time to it, okay, make sure you actually schedule it. Make sure you don't get into a position where you're like, oh, I'm afraid to do this or not. A big thing that I end up doing now, because I was putting myself off streaming, even for this. I delayed it by like half an hour. I was going to start streaming that about 11. I ended up streaming about half 11. And the reason that was because I was watching other videos and getting distracted. And instead I should be going onto the PC and then setting this up. And then maybe while this is set up, I can continue watching the video. And then once I'm ready, I can go, right, let's begin streaming. That's what I've been doing more recently. And it seems to be working in my favor. This hair is bothering me. Do you want to go there or want to go there? There you go. So that's the main thing. Is that if I want to stream, if I want to do this content stuff, then I've got to make clear of my dedication to it. And then hopefully I'd be a bit less stressed out about it. It's not that I was stressed about this. This is the least of my stresses. This is my relaxing time. But I need to be purposeful about my time. And if I want to dedicate myself to doing this kind of stuff, then I need to be purposeful about my time. So going forward, like I mentioned, I got 18 songs that I'm gonna go through. One of them is this song. This is a song that's actually called Why. And it's going to be all using electric stuff, like electric guitars instead, and all of that stuff. I should mention that I've been practicing to sing more recently, and so hopefully my singing will come through a bit more as well. This will be the second album I'm working on as well, just so you know. I'm trying to think of what else. Not sure. I think that's it. I should probably just stop delaying and get on with uploading the video. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload, and then I'm probably just going to chill out for the rest of today. But I'm going to start getting a game plan along for what kind of videos that I want to upload to do with the subject that I'm focusing on right now, which is getting through this album. I generally use Obsidian to write down my ideas and thoughts. So I'm going to probably write on Obsidian about all the different kinds of videos that I want to spawn out of this learning process. I don't know if I can do production on here that easy, but we can see. You can certainly experiment and just see what happens as we go along. It might not be too difficult, but there's a big thing about how the output of Ableton works for me. It doesn't output directly onto the PC, it just uploads to my headphones. But we'll see how we get that done as we go. Okay, I'm gonna speak to you all soon. And expect this video